we're back to this again, I guess. In the last installment of the fandomification of real people has gone too far, I talked about people putting so much pressure on Kit Connor for not being as visibly queer as his co-stars that he was forced to come out as bisexual. And I swear to God, if you'll do the same thing to the cast of Red, White and Royal Blue, I will personally call all your mothers and tell on you. You leave Nicholas and Taylor alone. I mean it. Your mothers. But today, we're here to talk about something else. Over-investing in complete strangers' relationships and being unable to separate fiction from reality. And on that note, Tom and Zendaya aren't breaking up because they kissed other people. They're actors. It's literally their job. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Annyeong! Okay, obviously I have to elaborate. This is me we're talking about, so let's break it down. A few weeks ago, the trailer for Challengers, starring Zendaya, dropped.
Hi. Hey.
Aren't you everybody's type?
Come here. Which one of us?
And oh boy, when I tell you it's been a long time since the internet overreacted about something this badly, I want you to know that time is relative and it was probably not actually that long ago. There's a new crisis over something that doesn't matter every week. But it was still insane. A wildly disproportionate reaction to what is ostensibly a film trailer. Quite a good looking film, to be fair. I'll watch it. But like, what about this is so polarizing? What's so upsetting? What don't people like? I see. Well, actually, no, I don't see. Because here I was, living in the 21st century and thinking that we'd all reached a point where we understood the difference between acting and reality. But apparently not. What, you think Zendaya's a loose woman now because she's acting as one? Even though the character that she seems to play in this show doesn't seem to be that loose of a woman either. The comments underneath this video are bonkers. Like, it's been a while since I have seen a comment section this completely mental. It's like one of those Tumblr posts. It looks like a normal Tumblr post, and then someone will reblog it right at the bottom with like, what happened in here? And then you go into the notes, and there's like some kind of insane charged conversation happening throughout the notes that you don't know where it started and has nothing to do with what the content of the original post is like. That's what the comment section of this fucking trailer is. It's insane. Touches the wall, like, what happened here? So that was bad enough. But then last week, a new thing happened. So Tom Holland has been in this show playing a guy who is, you know, unsavory. He's talked about how taxing it's been for him to be in this show mentally and like the places that he had to go as an actor, and it's very impressive. He's a very impressive guy. The latest thing about this show that went viral was a gay sex scene that he had in it. First of all, tip of the hat to you, my guy. Congrats. Second of all, that sure is some acting he's doing. But the internet exploded. understand the wave of backlash that happened so quickly. It was like we were all the way back when Brokeback Mountain came out and people were like, what? Two hot straight actors playing gay men? How dare they? But even worse than that were the people who were like, oh, this is why Zendaya and Tom have broken up, because he's gay. And it's like, first of all, he can act gay without being gay. We've established that over many years. Second of all, he could be bisexual. Third of all, even if he is gay, nobody's business. But fourthly, they haven't broken up. They're still together. Half his press tour for this thing is talking about how much he loves his girlfriend, which is crazy because in the past, over the past few years, they have been notoriously private about their relationship, especially bringing up the fact that it feels uncomfortable to them to have so much of their private interactions and their private relationship thrown out onto the internet for everybody to see. So it's real weird that in the absence of like actual information about their relationship, people are just projecting this fantasy onto their acting roles that because Zendaya is in a show where she dates two guys and she might have a threesome, and because Tom is in a show where he's getting railed, congrats, that this is a comment on their actual relationship with each other. Go, what? And the worst part about this isn't even BL Twitter, because BL Twitter is bonkers. BL fandom is bonkers. I am a massive BL fan. Watch my video about it. And I mentioned this in that video, but the way that people treat the actors in BL, the fan culture around that, the shipping culture around the actors who are playing pairs and couples in shows is insane. It's uncomfortable. It's really jarring. As somebody who doesn't subscribe to that, as somebody who doesn't understand why you would want to ship two real people together, and the fact that that industry encourages it so blatantly, it's really upsetting in a lot of different ways. It's getting better. Nowadays, they, rather than push people as couples, and when I say nowadays, I mean in the last year, this has been a very quick turnaround. It's less about promoting them as a couple and more about promoting them as friends who enjoyed acting together on this show and promoting their friendship and that real connection that they have without necessarily implying that real connection is because they're sleeping together or romantically intertwined. Thai BL and BL culture in general across Asia is getting better at managing those expectations of the audience because of the backlash of the last couple of years, because of the shows being made about behind the scenes, because of the actors who've come out and said how uncomfortable they were with a lot of the fan service stuff, because some of the fans have turned away from that sort of thing. So how on God's green earth are the BL fans managing to be more level-headed than like the average Twitter user? Oh no, wait, hang on, I heard what I just said. How are people being more insane about a relationship that is a lot less parasocial? BL encourages the parasociality of their relationships. That's half the point. It's how they gain sponsors and money, right? That's the point. They want that couple engagement. So they make them do fan service. They make them fake kiss and like go out and do photo shoots and get caught by paparazzi and like hold hands in public. And it's like a lot of that they consent to. It's in their contract. You know, they say that they're not allowed to date anybody else publicly while they're promoting the shows, things like that, right? It's the same with K-pop. They're not allowed to publicly date until they're married, basically. It's designed to be parasocial. That's how they promote it. But Tom and Zendaya aren't a parasocial couple. They're like almost the opposite. They've gone out of their way to be as private as possible, which is crazy considering how big their celebrity is between the two of them, how famous they are. They have done everything they can to reduce the amount of parasociality that they have with the world. And people have still projected this idea onto them of what their relationship is. It is bonkers. I just want to say as well that most of this video is focusing on the like insanely homophobic takes and the like misogynistic and racist takes coming out of the Zendaya stuff and then the Tom stuff. But I do also very quickly want to address the weird yaoi community takes and the like K-pop girlies takes on like seeing those clips of Tom Holland and being like, well, I knew he was the bottom, or like, oh my god, he was giving such yaoi yuke energy, and it's like, hey, fuck off. That's a human person. That's a grown human person that you don't know. Would you just go around saying that shit to people on the street that you see? Probably. You probably would, because you're freaks. That is insanely inappropriate. And I know that we're in this age where we think that we can just say shit, but like, he might see that. Like, people might see that. The gay people in your life might see that and think that this is how you think of them, that you reduce all of them to yaoi tropes. Oh. I'm making another video right now about like sexualization of queer people and sex in media, and making a whole point about how, as I said in my BL video, BL isn't the same as yaoi, and BL is trying to move out of those like
fetishization tropes made by straight people for straight people about gay people, but you guys are not helping the cause. We have to be better than this. It's so hard to defend our community when there are people out there being like this so loudly on the internet. Oh my god.
I just want to dissect what is making people go crazy about this. With people being like, oh, well, he's not my Spider-Man. It's like, honey, you got a big storm coming if you think that he is the only Spider-Man who has done gay shit. That man is just following in the footsteps of his forefathers. Andrew Garfield walked so that Tom Holland could run. And Tobey Maguire laid on Robert Downey Jr.'s chest so that Andrew Garfield could walk. This is one of the few videos that I haven't scripted because I genuinely don't know what to say. I don't have a point to make. I don't have a conclusion, an easy conclusion to draw to bring something all together, and like I usually do, where I have some kind of point or I have some kind of idea or an answer to a question. This I just don't know. And I know that a lot of it is Twitter. I know that a lot of it is stuff getting twisted and the algorithm making people kind of crazy. But it just doesn't make sense to me, man. These two people are strangers to you. Their relationship is none of your business. If they want to tell you things about their relationship, that's great. It's so nice hearing Tom tell stories of Zendaya cooking for him or Zendaya talking about like the nice stuff that Tom does for her. It's lovely, but it's not our relationship. We are not involved. We are not their friends. We don't see them on the day-to-day. And their relationship might end, but it's not going to end because they both took acting roles where they had to kiss other people. It's going to end because of what relationships always end because of. Or maybe they'll get married and they'll stay together until the end of time. We don't know because we're not in their house. Oh my God, I hope none of you are in their house. We have learned over the last 20 years how dangerous it is to attach yourself to celebrity couples. Brangelina was not the idyllic couple that we all thought they were. I'm not even going to touch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. We should know by now. We should know so much better by now. Not to just assume things about a couple because of the image that they put out into the world, or just individual people put out into the world. Nobody is their public facade. I'm not my public facade. You think I'm like this all the time? I mean, I am in public. I'm real quiet and introverted and awkward and uncomfortable, and I overthink every single thing that I say as it's leaving my mouth. That's why I tend to script my videos before I make them, because I hate having to edit out how many times I ramble or get confused or cut my own sentences off midway, which I didn't realize I did so often until I started filming these videos. I will literally have a thought, start voicing it, and then cut myself off halfway through to start a new thought. Drives me crazy. It must drive my friends crazy as well. This is a version of me, an extension of me, but it's not the whole of me. You don't see what I do on my day-to-day. You don't see the 2 jobs that I work and the people I talk to and what I'm doing on the daily. You don't know my friends. You don't know what my friendships look like, what my relationships look like. You only know what I show you. You only know what celebrities show you. All you ever know is what somebody shows you. And when you're friends with somebody, you have a lot more of a window into their life. And the problem with social media is that it's broken down so many of the barriers between us and celebrity that a lot of people have just decided that they know them because they see them in their feed just as much as they see somebody they know in person. And it all just sort of blends together into this weird soup of, well, I know them. I know so much about them. I see them on my dashboard every day. And it's like, nah, girl, that's a stranger. That's a stranger you're talking about. What I really want to do, I want to go through some of these comments because genuinely, it's insane. The top comment on the trailer, bearing in mind, this has like a massive dislike ratio. It's crazy. The top comment, stay strong, Tom. We are with you. With a heart afterwards. It has 27,000 likes and 413 replies. Do you want to know how many of those replies are completely insane? The first one makes some sense. It's acting. It's not real. Why is this a problem now? Actors have been in relationships while doing kissing scenes for years. Oh my God, somebody's speaking sense. Followed by, imagine normalizing cucking. Somebody responds to that person with, but her lips touching another one. So yeah, it's real. Yeah. Real acting? Bruh, don't try to normalize cucking. It looks interesting, but in reality, it destroys a person from inside out. Based on your logic, why not participate in a porn video? I mean, it's acting after all. If you don't know the difference between making out with somebody on camera as a job and full penetration on camera for a job, you're beyond help. You're beyond help. You're beyond saving. People don't understand. This will definitely impact their relationship. What do you mean, people? Which people? How would you know? Yeah, we know, lol. He might approve it, but deep down watching this, he'd feel it. So yeah. Stay strong, Tom. Like, it's fine if you personally don't want to watch your partner kissing somebody else on screen. I totally get that. It wouldn't bother me personally, but I am asexual, well documented. It might personally bother you to see your wife making out with somebody else on screen, but then you just don't watch that bit, you know? Like, it's fine, or you just learn to not give a shit. A lot of actors don't really give a shit. You know, kissing scenes behind the scenes aren't actually romantic and sexy, right? There's like 12 people in that room. There's a bunch of people holding different lights. There's a guy holding a boom mic directly above them to catch the kissing noises. Nothing about the filming of kissing scenes and sex scenes is actually sexy. It's genuinely impressive that they can make them look that way with what the behind the scenes actually looks like. It's so much coordinating and blocking and organizing and commenting and my hand's going here and I'm gonna make this noise and I'm doing this. It's not sexy. I can see some people feel more superior than others by showing how they accept these situations. Sweating laughing emoji. Like, look how open and modern I am. God, what do you mean modern? Acting has existed since the dawn of civilization. I'm so modern for being okay with actors kissing other actors when they're in a relationship. I'm so 21st century for doing that. Oh my God. Sharing an intimate scene with multiple men, yet claiming it's not real as the biggest psyop Hollywood has sold to the masses since its existence. I mean, isn't this how Zendaya and Tom got in a relationship? Sharing intimate scenes with each other? They are human, of course, there's a level of attraction there. Also, Zendaya picks and chooses her roles, so the fact that she chose to do something like this is very telling. Not gonna lie, this is a bad look for Tom. He looks like the biggest cuck right now. I'm always right with my assumptions. I knew him dating Zendaya would backfire. You never date within your industry. These relationships never last. Perception is reality, and the perception is Zendaya is out in these streets? I don't even know how to dissect that one. What? Okay, first of all, sharing an intimate scene with multiple men yet claiming it's not real is the biggest psyop Hollywood has sold to the masses since existence. No, it's not. First of all, plenty of those scenes exist across the last at least 30, 40 years of cinema and TV. Secondly, you're not sharing an actual intimate scene. As I mentioned, it's very awkward. Usually there are multiple other people in the room aside from the people that we can see. Isn't this how Zendaya and Tom got in a relationship, sharing intimate scenes with each other? No, they've spoken about this themselves. Tom was saying, like, he joked about how, like, you know, he'd got absolutely no riz, but he really liked the girl he was acting alongside. They were hanging out a lot outside of work, and he's like, and it helps that we're playing characters that were in love with each other, right?
I have no riz whatsoever. I have limited riz. I need you to fall in love with me, really, for it to work. So, long game, probably making a movie with each other. It definitely helps when the characters you're playing are falling in love with one another. You can sort of blur the lines a little bit. That's kind of where my riz is at.
That doesn't mean, like, the kissing scenes were the thing that made that happen, you know? You don't kiss someone and that's how you fall in love. Usually those things are, like, intertwined. It's not like, I kissed you and now I'm in love with you and I have to give up the other person that I was previously seeing. Do you know how cheating works? Okay. Zendaya picks and chooses her role, so the fact that she chose to do something like this is very telling. Of what? A lot of misogyny happening there. Not gonna lie, this is a bad look for Tom. He looks like the biggest cuck right now. I'm always right with my assumptions. Hey girl. No, you're not. Sorry, I'm saying girl. I know you're a man. You're not right. Your assumptions are, judging by this comment, never correct. I knew him dating Zendaya would backfire. What do you mean, backfire? Not the right word for that. You never date within your industry. These relationships never last. Perception is reality. No, it's not. And a lot of them do last. Yeah, some of them have very publicly broken down. There have been a lot of, like, really public celebrity couples that haven't worked. But, like, not every relationship works, you know? It's just, we see them fail a lot easier and a lot more often because they're in the spotlight. Not every person that you ever meet will ever meet one person and stay with them forever. They will have breakups. They'll have new relationships. They'll date 3 or 4 people over their lifetime before they find the one, or maybe they won't find the one, or maybe the first person they date will be that person for them and they'll stay married forever. That happens every single day. We just don't see it as much because they're not famous. So yeah, a lot of the relationships don't last, but a lot of them do. Perception is reality, and the perception is Zendaya is out in these streets. Are you well? I mean, no, obviously, but Jesus. I cannot fathom looking at a trailer where somebody happens to be dating somebody or two-timing them or having a threesome or whatever they're doing in the trailer and deciding that that represents the actor I bet you she agreed to make this for him. Get some help. Oh my god, I found a sane comment. You're also weird for making assumptions on someone else's relationship. Go touch grass. You're all too terminally online. Oh, thank god. There's at least one person with sense. Never mind, right beneath it. She's literally cheating! And they've spelt literally wrong. You're naive to see beyond where you are. It's understandable. Time will show you. Past is past. Just wake up, Tom. Leave it, bro. Move on. Girls are never single. She's not single. She's still dating Tom. Oh my god. Like I said, the challenges thing was 4 weeks ago. Someone has commented, none of you'll be saying the same nonsense when Tom has to film an intimate scene in the future. Well... Normalizing something doesn't change what it was. She directed this and look what she's doing. This is worse than normal kissing. What does that mean? Stay strong, my bot Tom. We have your back throughout this whole tragic event. Don't give up, my boy. Nah, this is a deal breaker. His girl is out here sexually pleasing not one, but two men at the same time. He's insane if he stays with her. Andrew Tate and the manosphere has ruined men. I'm gonna say this right now. If a single man approaches me at any point and makes anything close to a comment like this, even in passing, that man is dead to me. I am so fed up with babying men so that they don't hurt women. I'm so fed up with this idea that we have to, like, make men understand the plight of women, make men get what it's like we get what it's like for men. We can empathize with men. And again, I know obviously this isn't all men. Have to say that, otherwise, 50,000 people will show up in my comments and be like, well, I'm a good guy. And it's like the moment you say that to me, I immediately don't believe you. If you thought I was addressing you when I was talking about the men that are garbage and treat women like crap, enough that you were like, well, I'm not like that. You know how people who are truly kind don't have to tell you how kind they are? I know in one of my previous videos, I talked about like COVID and how it's broken a lot of our brains. But oh my God, I think it's actually not just COVID, but like the way social media has like nosedived in the last few years. I think it has actually done real lasting damage to people's brains. Like, we can joke about it all we want. I think this is a problem. And I know that YouTube comment sections aren't necessarily a scale for what the rest of society is doing, but 27,000 people liked that comment. And I'm sure some of them were doing it ironically, but not all 27,000 of them. It's so concerning to me, the way we've started dehumanizing women and celebrities and people to the point where perception becomes reality. What you perceive about someone becomes what they are in your head. There's that old adage of like, other people's opinions of me are not my business. And it's really hard to maintain that when you live in the age of the internet and everybody is able to comment on you and what you look like and what you sound like and what you're doing all of the time. And it seems, in the age of the internet, that we've forgotten how to let people exist in front of us without them serving us. I've noticed it a lot more ever since I made my Kit Connor video, that the way we view celebrity, and not even necessarily celebrity, but even just influencers or random people on TikTok who have had a single TikTok go viral and overnight become famous with no media training or expectation or understanding of fame, has changed. The way we react to that socially has shifted. I think that we as a society, because we live on the internet and everything's sort of become characterized and caricatured to us, have started to kind of believe that people aren't real. Especially in a post-COVID world where we spend so much time indoors and our only contact was with avatars of people on the internet. I think we started, in a weird way, to apply this fiction logic to real people. And I stand by that. I think that we have gotten so used to treating people we only interact with through our feeds, through scrolling, through liking, through commenting. We've gotten so used to interacting with them as characters in our heads that we've started treating them like they are characters. People that you can ship and break up in your own head and decide that this must be what their relationship is like because, oh my God, she kissed somebody else. We have to stop treating people like characters. These are real people. Those people that you're commenting under the videos of, that you're commenting on the TikToks of, that you're retweeting with malicious stuff to say, those are real people. Also, since filming this, I went on holiday for a week and my Barbie video blew up and then my Good Omens videos didn't go well. So it's nice to have so many new people here. But it also means that because I filmed this like 2 weeks ago, there have been updates in the sense that like, it's not just Tom and Zendaya anymore. Which, it barely was back then anyway. Like I said, it's an epidemic. It's been getting worse. But like just this morning, while I'm editing this, I've been on Twitter seeing people debating Billie Eilish's sexuality again.
I've also seen people or trying to put blame on Sandra Bullock for being in The Blind Side 15 years ago, even though she almost couldn't possibly have known about the new information that's just come to light about the real people that film is based on. Like, why are you coming from a woman who just lost her partner to ALS for something she couldn't... Yes, okay, all white savior narratives in movies are, like, garbage. But, like, 15 years ago, that's just what a lot of movies were. It's not her fault that's the movie she got an Oscar for. She also didn't decide to get an Oscar for that. Like, good for her, but it was the Oscar committee's job. The way that we just foist blame onto people, the way that we decide people's sexualities for them, the way that we decide everything about them for them because of limited information that we have, that we usually get from second, third, fourth, fifth sources, is unreal.
Anyway, I think I've ranted enough for today. I'm just beginning to lose steam with it all, man. With the internet, with people, with life. It's hard to gauge what's worth making the effort for anymore. Especially when I have chronic fatigue, I've really got to save my spoons and only use them for things that are actually going to help and going to propel me forward. And I just, like, I can't afford to gamble with my spoons, you know? I hope you've liked the last couple of videos. I know that might not necessarily be the kind of thing that I'm always going to cover, like the Tom Zendaya stuff. I don't usually cover celebrity stuff unless I'm discussing fandomification of real people. If you have any ideas for videos, for topics you would like me to cover in videos, feel free to comment them below. Like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. If I could just do this full time, that would be a big help to my chronic fatigue, because at the moment balancing, well, at the moment 2 jobs, but then in general a job, and it's really tiring. Like I said, the chronic fatigue, I don't have the spoons to do it all the time, which means that my output isn't regular, which means that YouTube doesn't favor me, which makes life harder. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed, that have commented, and all of you that haven't, all of you that just watch the video and enjoy and then leave. Like, thank you for engaging, thank you for coming this far. I'm off to go and watch Tom Holland get railed by a man and then tweet something about how he's cucking Zendaya and young. Can't put that in. I'm off to go leave some nice comments under YouTube videos to counteract all the insane ones that I've just been reading. Annyeong!